Hello guys, welcome to Coding Privacy, and in this video we are going to see how drop downs can be used in Tkinter, which is also called option menu in Tkinter. So let's get started without wasting any time. Okay, so the first thing that we would do is definitely create a drop down, a simple one. Okay, the way you do it, tk.option menu, because it's called option menu in Tkinter, so we would so it's a different term. Okay, keep that in mind. The first argument would be in which window we want it to be placed, and that would be root because we only have root right now. And the second argument would be the string variable, which would be the default value that we would see in the dropdown. We'll see when I run the program. Okay, cool. So dropdown variable is equal to tk.stringvar. Okay, and then let me also set a default value, say no option selected. Okay, and I would attach that with the option menu. From the third onwards, it would be all the items that you want to put in the drop down. So let me put all the months of the year. Okay, let's just say this drop down is for selecting which month you wanna set, and I'll just go till March. Okay, for now, and drop down dot pack looks good. Let me run the program and show you how it looks. So I have a 500 cross 500 window, which is why it is showing big. I'm sorry about that. And then you see no option selected, which is the default value of the variable that we selected. And when I click on that, it shows the drop down January, February, March. When I select an option, the variable changes the value to whatever option that I selected. So keep in mind, the drop down where variable is now set to March, it's now set to February and January. So that's how the variable will get changed. So whenever you want to get the value of the selection that you selected, basically you just need to grab the value from this drop down which we'll look at now. But first, what if I don't want the whole items list over here? If there's any way I can just set that aside? So what I can do is I can create a list. So months, let's create a list, and let me just copy this whole thing and put it over here. Okay, and after that, how I can do that is when you put star in front of a variable, that means that all the items from that variable would be unpacked. So this is not just using a variable, this is unpacking everything that this variable has over here. So whatever we did before is equal to this thing, so it's the same thing. Okay, so this is how you can basically separate both of the drop downs and the values that you want to set in the drop downs. Now let's come back to creating a button quickly. I'll create a button and I'll say the text is equal to get value, and I have a command which would say get value, and I'll create a function which is tied to that button. And here what I'll do is I'll grab that value and I'll print that basically. So get. Okay, so let's try run that. So as you can see, it's no option selected. Oh, but first of all, we'll have to pack the button so we can see the button on the screen. I missed that one. Oh, I already have that. Yes. So you see get value button over here. When I click on that, no option selected is what I see on the console, because that's the default value that this variable has for now. When I select on any of the option from the drop down, I click on get value, it says February, it says March. So this is exactly how you can get the value from the drop down, and then you can use that when you click on that button, right? But what if I don't want to have the button? I just want to eliminate the buttons as much as I can And what if I just want to have a function which does something whenever I select an option? What if I want to do that? So the way to do that would be to use the trace method that a string variable can give you. So dropdown variable is the string variable that we have. There is a trace method to it. The first argument that you would put is the mode. So W means write mode. Whenever this dropdown variable has a write mode, so whenever you update anything to that variable, then you want something to run. So you say get value. Okay, I want to run get value method whenever there's a write operation on this variable. But the catch is I would have to by default put all the asterisk with arguments. So whatever parameters I can pass over here, it just goes over here. So it's a Tkinter default. So you would have to keep doing that. Otherwise, this trace method will not run. So even if you don't use that, just put star arguments basically, right? So once you do that, the get value method would be tied to trace. Remember, this star arguments does not work with this one, so this button would not work for now. But we would just want to skip a button, right? So let's do that with trace get value. Now if I run the program and I select February, you see February comes up on the console because this get value method is being run whenever I select an option from the dropdown, right? So March is coming up now and January is coming up now, and get value. Oh, get value is also working. So pretty great. Okay, so I take my words back. Get value works. I mean, the button works even if you pass asterisk arguments. So this is great. So everything is working at this moment. Okay, on top of the world. So this is exactly how you can select an option from the drop down and then do the operation, whatever code that you want to put in the method, right? It's pretty basic, but I think it covers most of it. So that is it, guys, for the drop down. Thank you for watching. Please do like this video and subscribe if you want more from this Tkinter series. See you next time. Bye for now.